the time, beyond the time. And but I think it was a very refreshing moment. I wish we could have more interaction with the colleagues from the countries, because that's where the rubber hits the road. And I just want to say three things. First of all, Atul, you mentioned about the new tools and so on, and we brought here for all of you to see an X-ray equipment. Doesn't matter from which company it is, this mobile X-ray, just to show that this is already happening, that all this research and all these things that we speak about are already happening. And the frustration is absolutely there, and is coming from the fact that even here this morning, when you go in a room in which you know more than 60% of the people for more than 2 years, we speak to the converted. And this is an amazing audience, and I feel here this is like my family. But we need to convince the ones that are not in the room. And the ones that are not in the room are the ones that, will also either at the global level create different priorities that countries will have to or are adjusting to, even though they might not be their priorities at national level, or there are the ones that will actually push and question some of the things that are happening. So we need to get out there and to convince the non-converted to the need for TB investments and TB visibility as large as possible and as much as possible. The second thing that I want to say is that the frustration that I indeed put no filter in expressing it, and I know that some of you as well, is coming from the fact that actually we can end TB. We don't aim to eradicate it, okay? We don't aim to eliminate it, we aim to end it. The Minister of Indonesia said, for us ending it will be going to around 70 per 100,000. That's the cutoff point of what Indonesia will define as ending TB, starting from around 300 or 200 something to 70. It's a big drop. It's not zero, okay? 70 per 100,000 is still a good number, but that's what will be something that they will look forward to reach in 2030. It's still a dramatic drop, but it's possible to do a dramatic drop in it, as I think Teresa said, with a combination of things, right? It's not just, okay, we just do diagnostics and we are done. It has to be several things that should be put in place. And the last kick in the head of this bacteria that for so many years was such a big killer will be obviously vaccine. Let's be very honest. But it has to come, and why there is frustration is that in 2022, few of the high burden countries, including Indonesia, including Kenya, including India, including Bangladesh, Nigeria, showed in 2022 what is feasible when you want. Because in spite of running under COVID still, they increased the number of people that were diagnosed and treated for TB to the highest numbers ever. By 30%, by 40%, incredible effort. That was a huge push, so it shows that it's possible. What the problem is, can we maintain that? It's like in a run, you know? So there was a sprint in 2022. Can we continue with the sprint in 2023 and increase it even a bit, and in 2024? Because it will be, the fact that this year we have the End TB, we can end TB slogan for World TB Day, came from the fact that we really saw this incredible work at country level. We saw Brazil coming with a decree about ending TB, very bold. We saw President Modi, we saw President Jokowi taking a strong leadership in the countries, and we saw all the research that is there. So we said it's feasible. We just need to be heard, seen, and the funding should be secured. Now, there is a difficult environment with many competing priorities and we list money. But this is the case we do when we try to make the links with UHC and PPPR and other diseases, that investments at country level do not need to be just for TB. Nobody says, okay, we buy now. You see, you procure X-ray equipment that is mobile, or the mobile diagnosis rapid molecular. It can help in diagnosing many other things. It's not just for TB. You go with a mobile van in a community, and if you have in that rapid molecular diagnosis, a portable X-ray with AI CAD, you have things for electrocardiogram, you can test the eyes, You can test, you can even do a gynecological exam. You can do a proper test, and that will be a bundled package that can serve for diagnosis, and the money can be then multiplied and really used, because we have these tools now and more will come. And imagine if we are able to have in 2-3 years some of the things that the Smart for TB and the other colleagues are working, and hopefully a vaccine to be rolled out. So, the last point is this. We have the UN high-level meeting for TB. It's in our power what is in there. So I kindly ask our colleagues from the governments, and thank you very much, US, I know you are rallying there, to make a strong political declaration. Because even with a strong political declaration, it will be difficult to rally everything. But if we have a wimpy one, we are going nowhere. So we better don't have anything if we go for something that says TB is a disease and we need to cure it, or we need to diagnose it. So, and it's in the hands of the countries. It's not written by some god in UN. And sometimes there is a shyness on the member states to really push their views, because all these UN discussions and negotiations sound so complicated and sophisticated, but it's actually about the people in the countries, and you have the power to say, I actually want to have the power to really push my president, my prime minister, to do more for people with TB. So I really want to thank this opportunity. I have to say I'm so impressed that people stayed so much beyond the time, but it was a very good conversation. I am so much full of respect of the colleagues in Smart for TB, but also very much for the researchers, because, and here, this is my last word, a round of applause to the people doing research in TB. And let's do that. And I tell you why. I don't know how you guys kept it going, because it's very discouraging. I was in France at a meeting called the Days of Mycobacteria. There were 300 researchers on TB from France, and they said they were very committed, but they all said, nobody funds us enough, nobody really appreciates us, and to get to the lights in France, you know, Institut Pasteur, all the money that France was putting in research, shit show. They themselves said, if we were dealing with HIV, if we were dealing with COVID, everybody is embracing us. We are dealing with TB. We were actually in Lyon, in a conference center that was very old. Everything was old there, shaking the chairs and so on. So I hope it's not the same for the other countries, but to really keep going, doing research in TB over some years. I hope now we see the light. But to maintain that energy and passion over all these years for a disease that is not always visible, that requested a lot of stamina, energy, and more than anything, love for people that we all serve. So for that, thank you, chapeau bas, and let's fight to have a vaccine in what you said, 2 years, that we can roll it out in 2027 and up to 2030, because yes, we can end TB. Thank you very much.